Let us consider a straight current carrying conductor like this. This current carrying conductor carrying a current I. Okay. Now, due to this current I through this current carrying conductor, we can find out the magnetic field at some distant point P by Biot-Savart law. In our previous videos, we have derived the equation for the magnetic field due to a current carrying straight current carrying conductor by Ampere's circuital law. Now we will derive the same relation from Biot-Savart law. Now this point P from this straight current carrying conductor is some distance D from this current carrying conductor. Now let us consider a small element here. The length of the small element is dl, which is a certain distance L from this midpoint or the origin. The distance of this element dl from this point P, say R. Okay. Again, join these two lines and these 2 points. Join these 2 points. Consider this angle is theta. Okay. And this small angle is d theta. Okay. Now join these two terminals of this straight current carrying conductor, say A and B, with P. First A and P, and second B and P. Consider the angle made by AP with OP is theta 2, and this angle which is made by OP and PB is theta 1. Okay. And look at here, the angle made by this R vector, if we denote this in vector notation according to the previous case of Biot-Savart law, like this. This is delta L and this is vector R, and this angle is theta. And for this case, this angle will be, actually this is our required angle to derive the expression for magnetic field from Biot-Savart law. This angle will be, from the laws of triangles, is pi by 2 plus theta. Okay. Now from Biot-Savart law we can directly write dB is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi I dl sine, for this case angle is pi by 2 plus theta, so pi by 2 plus theta by distance is d. Sorry, actually for this element dl, the distance is r or r square. Okay, now by simplification we can write mu 0 by 4 pi I dl cos theta sin pi by 2 plus theta is equal to cos theta by r square. Okay, now we need some simplification, so we can write those here. What is the value of r in terms of this distance d? Look at here, look at the figure. This L by d, this by this is tan theta, so L is equal to d tan theta. Okay, therefore dl will be d sec square theta d theta. Again, from this figure, this r and this d, what is the ratio? This by this cos theta and this by this is sec theta. Therefore r is equal to d sec theta. Okay, now replace these terms here. Mu 0 by 4 pi I, for dl we can write d sec square theta d theta into cos theta as usual, and for r square we can write d square sec square theta. Now by simplification these two sec square theta will be cancelled out and 1d will be cancelled out, so we can write mu 0 by 4 pi I cos theta d theta by d is equal to mu 0 I by 4 pi d cos theta d theta. Okay, now again return to this figure. For this figure, or from this figure, the angle here, this theta 1 is in opposite direction, and this theta 2 is in the is in opposite direction of theta 1. So if we integrate this dB to find out the total magnetic field, we will integrate this this part also. 4 pi d integration cos theta d theta, and the integration limit will be minus theta 1 to theta 2 is equal to mu 0 I by 4 pi d sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2, and this is the actual expression for the magnetic field for a current carrying conductor, straight current carrying conductor. Now if we want to derive the special case which we have already derived from Ampere circuital law, that is the magnetic field due to an straight current carrying infinite wire, then this theta 1 and theta 2 will be 10 to pi by 2, will tend to pi by 2 as this A and B tending to infinite, and these angles theta 1 and theta 2 will tend to pi by 2 for infinite current carrying where theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to pi by 2, and we will get the magnetic field B is equal to mu 0 I by 4 pi d into, this will be 1 and this will be 1, this sin theta 1 will be 1 and this sin theta 2 will also be 1 since this is pi by 2. Therefore this 1 plus 1 will be 2 and the magnetic field will be mu 0 I by 2 pi d, which is same as we have derived in the Ampere's law case.